Hey, how's it going, guys? My name's Alec Hassan. I'm going to be presenting with the group today that is disabilities and discrimination, and how that compares to social psychology. So I found a recent article conducted out of Penn State that I wanted to present to you guys. But before that, I just wanted to go over a little bit of background information. It is by federal law. You cannot discriminate against people with disabilities, whether that be spinal injuries or people with, for example, with Asperger's or whatnot. And looking at the borough federal unemployment rate, it is typically double what the national rate is. So the national rate's about 5.9%. People with disabilities unfortunately have about a 14.6% unemployment rate. And a study that I wanted to point out to you guys. So conducted out of the National Bureau of Economic Research. They submitted 6,000 fake applications to surrounding companies and corporations. And what they found was that if they didn't list an individual with a spinal injury and or Asperger's, they found that the people that did not mention that they had a disability were 26% more likely to receive that position or interest from that company. This is unfortunate. And for a lot of smaller companies, even in Westchester alone, they don't have the financial coverage that would be necessary for the employment of somebody necessarily with a spinal injury that is in a wheelchair and needs accessible offices, bathroom, as well as potential ramps outside of the building itself. But I think typically what people need to understand is as well, we can all kind of get better with understanding certain things, especially in the workplace, with people with disabilities and how to act proper in these situations. It's all about just education. So obviously there's been a lot of companies out there that are putting on online trainings as you get hired as to how to not discriminate in the workplace, how to not use certain language that offends individuals with disabilities, and overall just understanding from a scientific or medical standpoint of what these individuals go through on a daily basis. So, for instance, somebody with a spinal injury, although you might see them as somebody that is different, they're not. And typically their day consists of what your day is. They get up, dress themselves, they go to work, and they can't be viewed as different. And also just understanding how this affects them physically and mentally every day. Like I said, some of the offices and corporate centers and whatnot are not very handicap accessible, which can make it very difficult, obviously, for somebody with a disability, for that person to get into work every day, as well as the mental aspect of it. So I think obviously there needs to be a lot more corporate incentive to get individuals and managers alike on par with modern day ways of thinking of how to treat individuals in the workplace that do have a spinal injury or might have a mental disability such as Asperger's.